I had been a member of 700 Club just on my own. I started it for a very long time. I must have been a member now for over 20 years. I mean, they have credibility. You could see that what they've been doing, it's not fake. They're not doing it for the cameras. They're doing it because they care. So for me, that was actually the drive.
I watched the video on the medical mission to your community, and it was quite intriguing. I mean, I was looking out for you. I said, okay, I've heard so much about you, and I really want to put a face to this name. And I think I somehow passed your clips a couple of times, not knowing that it was you, because you were just down to earth, doing your thing, reaching out to the people. You were even wearing the lab coat, like you were one of the volunteers. I want to say thank you for doing what you do. The people don't only know that they have somebody, but they truly feel there's a relationship, there's a connection to their plight. So what motivated you to say, you know what, let's take medical mission? What did you see in your community at that time?
We have found an alarming statistics. A lot of people were HIV positive. A lot of them had hepatitis, they didn't even know it. A lot of them were almost going blind, they have river blindness. I mean, there was just so much cases of sicknesses. And a lot of these people were living with it without even knowing it. For the ones that knew, don't have the money to go to the hospital, so they're like, let me just die, it's not a big deal. When I die, I die. But I don't think that's the heart of God. And I don't think that's what, as human beings, we should watch and let it go by. So for me, it was trying to see somebody helped, trying to ensure that these people had access to free medicals, even if they couldn't afford it. There has to be hope. And then we can't just preach Christ. Let people see the Christ in you.
During the course of the medical mission, was there anything that touched your heart the most? Something you can't forget about? Something that is just in front of you?
Oh yeah. There was a young man that was brought into the hospital. He was practically brought in there almost dead.
Oh my God.
He was panting, his breath was leaving him. And I remember the doctors, the speed in which they stopped what they were doing and everybody's hand was just on deck. And something phenomenal that for me I can never forget was, I think the brothers or sisters were bringing him to the hospital because it was a health center to just come and keep him there and see what they can do. And then they walked into this free medical.
Wow.
So it was like, it was just a coincidence that was so beautiful because the doctors just took over, resuscitated him, made sure they kept him alive, made sure that he responded to treatment. And in 1.5 hours when I came back, I saw the guy, he was sitting up on his bed and he was eating.
Wow.
So for me it was like, what if that medical mission was not there that day? We could have just lost him because the facility and what CBN brought is not available in that health clinic. I can never forget that picture and the gratitude of the family once they thought about, oh, how much are we going to pay? And they were told nothing. For them, I was like, wow, it's amazing, nothing.
Absolutely, that's life-changing.
Oh, yes.
So at the end of the day, when you look at, I mean, a case like this, you just can boldly say that, I mean, it was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
The stress, the challenges.
Anything.
You know. As a partner with the 700 Club, I also want you to know that your contribution is reaching out to countless people all over the world, not just in your community. So you have been a blessing in Nigeria, beyond Nigeria. How does that make you feel?
I lack the words to explain how that makes me feel because truly, you know what? You don't know that somebody went to bed and he was fed just by your little contribution. You don't know that somebody drank a cup of water and the child didn't have to walk 10 kilometers to go and look for water and be late for school because you were able to get some little money and they were able to provide a well somewhere. You don't know that somebody is almost dying, like the case I just said, and somebody, by some little contribution, has helped them. So for me, I'm thinking, if a little contribution like that can touch a lot of people's life, I mean, day by day, I mean, you can't just feel anything but elated. You can't just be, I mean, it just makes me feel happy.
And I'm also excited. So finally, I know possibly there are people who are wondering and considering partnering with CBN and not knowing how to go about it.
Oh, wow.
how would you want to encourage them?
I have been a partner with this CBN for over 20 years, and I can say for sure that what CBN does, you cannot quantify it in even what you're able to contribute. I mean, how much do we contribute in a year? It's not that much. But when you look at how many souls, how many lives have been touched, it's enormous. If you're ever looking for where you can touch the lives of people, visit CBN office any day, and they will do it for you.
Thank you so much. It's been quite enlightening talking with you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
I am so elated to be here as well. Thank you.